like the video, thumb up the video.
Hey, Sonetta, I got a question for you. Won't you tell me why it is that the world of academia, intellectual circles, respected scientists, reputable theologians, and world-renowned thinkers and philosophers, innovators, leaders in their field, people that are actually in the labs, on the ground, in the classrooms, figuring out ways to beat diseases, advance medicine and technology, etc., why do they not have anything like the House of Consciousness?
I have become greatest of the great. I have come into being among the beings who clear the vision of the soul eye. I know why a greatest block is made for a what? A what? So never disrespect me again.
Because God, when the flood took place, 48 he allowed so much as a pig. He put a spirit on the pig. He let the women eat their own babies. Why don't God put a spirit on the Israelites to stop them from eating their own children?
Kemet on trial, title of that damn lecture. Destroyed the Hebrews with the power of our ancestors. Our clans better didn't talk or debate, huh, Daniela? Or Zion Lex, don't hate on Kemet, y'all fans betcha. And Sonetta, bringing knowledge to the masses. With the undisputed knowledge they don't teach in classes. Kemet, Black Power movement, do you understand? We on trial, Hebrews thought they had the upper hand. Polite, killed them with that footage from the motherland. Hushar too much rah-rah, Nazi Elder Gabar. The young, y'all want stop. When is y'all gon' stop? We got tombs and mummies, y'all just got some rocks. Me and my squad illa, plus the Magi and the God Killer. Shout out to Hepshesut and the King Heru, the son of Amin-Ra, Asepata Asa. Now Valley's here, we came to bring it home. Kim is back to claim the throne.
Okay, so I need to tell people, please, wake up. They can't show me or show the bones of anybody in the Bible. They can't show me no Hebrew, if the Hebrews built the pyramids, where their pyramids.
Amin-Ra squad up, Magi archers in the building, please believe. Oh shit. If you ain't Sonetta, no time for that interview, dog. I put my shit out for niggas, I don't send it to blogs. Clan killer off the Buddha, not being discreet. One puff, this big pops and projectiles. Between the sheets. Sun run, cold game, bring your cleats. The best flow blow, Eskimo, penguin feet. Don't need no blunt to burn. You run the turf with 10 niggas on the block. That's a punt return. Ayo, Dolomite prototype soldier with the solar light. Saber and he hold it like he hold a mic. Golden ice pendants. Sipping on that overpriced poltergeist spirits. Ripping at the open mic, quote the nice lyrics like Mama moved mean overnight. Golden motorbike holding on some Tron shit. That nice neon kit is on it. The king's libation with exotic liqueur. The queen's vibration like a Sada Shakur. A lot of decor, imported foreign threads, they ain't got at the store. Nubian Kush and black top pottery jars, 39% THC, the quality pure. Old rappers try to spit, ain't hot as before. It's like I'm 5 flights above, bust the shots at the floor. Cats switch up their style when they ain't got it no more, cause they gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids. See what that weed did? The yes man agreeing on everything we said. I smother the mic like it's the love of my life. Don't get sliced and beat with the butt of the knife. Brother polite, I say I'm animalistic, cause I still be in the hood with my hand on my pistol. The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic, E5 divination, channel the mystic, audio visionary. Let's play poetical Pictionary. Picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah, then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. Invisible, independent, intrinsic shit. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible gains. Charles Xavier, getting your brain. Mental anguish, a manifesting physical pain. Wizard remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm up out of this physical plane. Got military machinery that exercise, weaponized greenery. Shine at a jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Inclines be benching. Stop rising with no trend line resistance. The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16 with the aeronautic fake out.
God killer, the God killer, the God killer, the God killer. It's the God killer, the God killer.
That's who it is.
The God killer, the God killer. It's the God killer, the God killer, the God killer, the God killer. It's the God killer, the God killer, the God killer, the God killer.
A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's Bobby banging in his bitch. And I'm coming to do what I got to do. And I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Hey, man, God killer in the house. What's good, family, man? Man, y'all already know what it is, man. We want to make sure these points stay crystal clear. Simple as that. My man Reggie didn't get a chance to finish what he was saying in a respectful way, of course. So I gotta let him say what he want to say. We got the great Smash Rockwells, Magi Archers. I don't know why you ain't just shoot the arrow. I don't know why you just shot the side of the face and skint the face. I don't know why. I don't know. Hey, Reggie, what's good, man? How you doing? What's up with you, man? We got a nice crowd tonight, too, man. What's up?
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not freezing so much, so I'm going to have to go in and out.
You ain't freezing. You ain't froze yet.
So this is Tom Foolery. This is BS. Smash introduces a word, and that word is Tameya.
Oh,
and because he introduces this word, which was engraved on an obelisk in Meroe, and the word that he is using, we didn't even translate the word yet from Cushitic language. It hadn't been translated. So the majority of the world, when they saw the word Tamhu, they refer to a group of Africans that you can't separate from others. So that is the Meshwesh, that is the Libu or the Ribu, that is the Tijinu, right? That is the Tamhu, right? And there's the Tamehu. So these are all groups of people living in and among close proximity, and the Nehesi groups, which are further south. So a new word that Brother Smash introduces, where he knows that it would have to be a nubiologist that would uncover this word, right? Sarnetta comes in, he flies in and says, I see Jabari was right. Smash got a word. And the word could be a derivative of Tamhu, but it could be companion of Tamhu. There's a number of different reasons, but the fact of the matter is the word itself is not attested enough, not used enough for someone to say simply that it's the white man. But after all the hysteria and all the noise and not letting Brother Reggie talk, I'm glad that I'm able to actually talk. So I have nothing against Brother Smash, but it was an interesting conversation. But the other person in his champ, his Mayweather, says he got pictures. All of those things come later. But for the 4, 5, 6 years that he's been talking Talmud, that never came. Now, you might say, Brother Reggie, that's hate. Well, what I hate is really bad information. That's what I hate in our community, and I hate cults. I don't like cults, and that's cultish behavior, where when someone calls you on it and shows that you're not right, you combine with other groups of people and other individuals to keep pushing you up, knowing full well that any scholar, anybody of any academic would simply just laugh at him, at people like that, no matter what type of clothes they have. So if you want to see some scholarship on it, I can help you out. This is on Ank's show. So matter of fact, let me just do this, because you know what? Every time Sarnetta does that, it hurts my cash out. I'm not so I'm not talking. Listen, y'all can follow the cult, support Brother Reggie. Y'all can follow the cult people, support Brother Reggie, right? And there's a lot about
look.
Yes,
It hurt your, what did he do to hurt your cash out?
Oh man.
Oh, every time that Sarnetta says that I hate this, that, the third, you got people in the community that say Sarnetta said it. Something's wrong with Brother Reggie. I ain't gonna support him, right? And I don't mean that I make $100 when I go live. I usually make about $40, $50. But then when he does that, I make 10 or 20. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my time. So let's just do this by the numbers. Let's just do
Are you
this.
gonna share your screen? Look, listen. I don't think Jabari hate me. I don't think he hates you. I don't know. I know what it is. I clearly understand what it is. Y'all can't see. I see real clear. I see clear as hell, yo. I mean, you know what I'm saying, yo? I don't know. I wouldn't explain myself a million times over a word that don't mean white. I mean, it don't mean it can't mean white. Then that means they got a racial construct with white people. I mean, I thought that was very clear for everybody to see. That don't mean I hate Jabari at all. That mean I'm just like making a point. Not to mention, shout out to Chuck Morgan too, man. And I also make a point that Gerald Massey work definitely predates Diop's, and Diop's. Everybody read the Book of Beginnings, book 1 and book 2. We can't sit around here and act like that. See, a lot of y'all don't even know what the hell the Book of Beginnings is.
Diop got a footnote. Don't Diop got a footnote?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it.
Yeah, so I think his footnote was Massey, man. I remember this from back in the day.
Yeah, man, like, come on, yo. Why is
you
we
do that
doing
right
that
now?
shit?
You got that right there, right?
Yeah, I got it somewhere in the daggone thing. I gotta find it. I don't got
Which
it.
one
right
is
here.
it? I might have it right in the room. Which one is it?
It's the yellow one.
Well, it's not Civilization and Barbarism.
Not. Oh no. That would be no. It's in the brown one. I thought you were talking about Massworks, the brown one.
No,
African
I
origin
want
civilization. I got it.
So I know all the old people who said it. It go back to like I think Massey was first.
Yeah,
but we got Org Bates
Mm-hmm.
that I was talking about earlier, and I was looking through his book where he was saying the same thing, that they had blue eyes and whatever.
Yeah.
But it was one of our brothers. It wasn't Chancellor Williams. It was another one.
It was Dr. Bennett, and they all used the book. That's because they was the first one saying Egyptians was black and Buddha was black. Remember all that?
Mm-hmm.
The Book of Beginnings, he got everybody black in there, yo. They was the first one saying Egyptians was black. That's Gerald Massey. They all use his work. Like, we can't act like that's not what's going on. That's really what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
But he claimed that it wasn't, and so that's what that is.
Yeah, okay. But the book was written before Diop's work, yo. You're gonna do a literature review. That's the biggest book of the times, yo. It was a game changer.
I mean, you can only do a few things, and I mean, this game ain't that hard. And it's like this when I knew, because I'm throwing it out, and I know when you throw a ball in the air, some people gonna do different things, And so what I'm thinking is like this.
Oh, but you threw a wild ball in the air, bro.
He threw a wild ball.
Y'all messing it up. Really, I just don't want to beat y'all up.
Was
y'all maintaining. Yeah, both of y'all get knocked down. Because y'all maintaining contention for some strange reason when it's clearly a term that is related to that the scholars say the etymon is Timahu.
Okay, so I asked you before. I said related words. We build Nesbys. Could it mean a companion of the Tamahu?
It wasn't it didn't appear to be in the Nesby form. We have this Yah thing going, and so we don't know exactly how to. Is the Maradic language even Semitic?
Wait. Because is it a Nisba? Is it if you say it's a related term from the Tamahu, then if it's a related term, it would have to be a Nisba.
No, this is what I mean. Like, you know, etymons or derivatives could go through different languages.
Right.
You see what I mean? Like, let's take the SLM consonant root from Akkadian meaning something like peace. We know it goes through all kind of different Semitic languages, still with the SLM root meaning peace.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But how many times is that word Tamayu attested?
So we have 2 attestations from the scholars. But we don't have a lot of Maradic. We don't have a lot of Maradic. Solange asked people.
Okay, great. So at the time, so when Jabari used the word, did he qualify it to?
He never did. He never said anything about these sources, and so I thought it wouldn't require him to know about these sources in order to just hop on them. But instead, he said, "No, you wrong. I talked to Solange, asked me about it, and so we'll see what's up with all that. And it's not a big deal. I'm not really tripping off whether you knew this or not. I'm simply trying to get us to the ends, to the means, to some scholars. How wrong now in 2018 for somebody to say Tamahu white people? Because look, this is what and I'm gonna close because remember, I don't come from the Kemetic perspective, Reggie.
Neither do I.
So I'm coming from the Nubian perspective. So what would Tamaya be me coming from the Nubian perspective?
Be a Roman, yo.
Okay, so whenever you just let me finish, you finish, and then I'll talk.
I'm done. I'm already.
Okay, so let me just talk, right? Fuck it. This is getting bananas right here. So let me just share my screen. And so let me just clear this up with stuff that I think me and Smash and Ankh can agree on, right? So
all right, hold on. Before you do that, stop right there. You get your screen together. I just want to put the debate up because this was really about. And by the way, I support my brother Jabari in this debate, yo. I already picked him to win, yo. I'm just not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear the race of white people in Egypt. I'm not going for that. That's crazy to me. Down in Nubia, white people. How? Okay, but hey, man, look, y'all know what it is, man. Soundetta TV Productions, man. Did we come from America or where we always here, man? It's going down Sunday, man. Get your tickets, man. They're going out fast. That's the 30th of July, man. Go to church early, man. If you go to church, man, get your popcorn early, man. 1 o'clock, man. $30, man. Welcome to the big leagues, man. Y'all know what it is, man. You got Jabari, the Egyptian priest, going against the chief God body, Ali. And it's going down, man. So, yeah, man, I hope I didn't throw Jabari off his square, man. But sometimes it's good to get a little loose, a little extra practice in, man. Before you go into the ring, it's going to be a good one, man. All right, Reggie, go ahead and bring your point up, man. And I'm not misconstruing anything as being hate. So we can't make it hate when we disagree with each other. Nobody should say we hating you. That's when the red flags go up for me. So when Smash don't agree, when I say ain't no damn black people in Egypt because they didn't have a racial concept, Smash say, yeah, they black people. That don't mean I hate Smash, and that don't mean Smash hate me. We just disagreeing on it. So if Smash starts saying that I hate him because I don't agree with him, the red flags are gonna go up. So nobody's stabbing Smash in the back by saying that, and for sure nobody's smashing Jabari and stabbing Jabari in the back by saying most likely. Like, I know what the word most likely it never meant white because there never was white people based off the Egyptians' ideology of not having a concept of race. So we can't almost be nothing. But go ahead, Reggie. What you want to bring to the thing? And don't be hating, bro. That's how I saw that to do. Don't be hating.
Okay. So then I have to make a choice because I can go on and do my own show. It's not hate, it's information.
Right.
So why would you imply that I'm putting my cash back up because see, there it goes again, right? I'm putting it back on. Support Brother Reggie. So Brother Reggie's just gonna give information. All this connecting me with hate, right? Listen, I was in Egypt. I was in Egypt in '86 when people was in junior high school, right, or in Pampers. Support with Dr. with I mean '87 with Dr. Ben when they was in Pampers in junior high school, when they was Christians and Catholics and all of that stuff. Support Brother Reggie. If it's not the truth, then that's not the truth. Then I'm lying. If I wasn't in Egypt in '87 with Dr. Ben, right? So let me just do it by the numbers.
And in West Africa with Dr. Clark.
Yeah, that's correct. In 1986. So let's just do this by the numbers, right?
Go ahead. Explain what you're doing here. What you doing?
If you want to explain these terms, you're gonna have to explain these terms in the environment that in which it lives. So the environment in which it lives. Let me pull up a bigger map if I can. I don't know.
What do you mean by the environment, bro? I think that's important so we can get a good.
All right, thank you. So the environment is that we are pulling in is the earliest periods of ancient Egyptian writing. The earliest periods of ancient Egyptian writing, and we want to find out who are the neighbors of the ancient Egyptians, or actually the groups, the neighbors of the people of Nakata 3 and Nakata 2, which and the Nubian A groups. We want to see the formation of groups of people in the area. So with this map, all the way to the left is the Meshwesh, right? Then up on top is Ribu, and then it's the Tehenu or the Chigenu, which is in the north, which takes a long stretch. Then in the delta, those groups of people we call the Tamehu, the Tamehu, right? In the middle, you have another group. In the middle and the south, you have a whole group of people who are called the Temahu, the Tamhu. The Tamhu is way lower, right? Then you have some interesting places where the ancient Egyptians named some of the places that they use, like Ament, in the west, meaning the Western Desert. If you want to talk about these terms, you can't pull out Tamhu without talking about the Tehenu, the Ribu, the Mesh.
Why not though? What's your reason for saying that?
Okay, simply is because you're simplifying, you're oversimplifying and hiding information, and that's not scholarly. You're just simply not telling the whole story of pre-dynastic, dynastic Egypt.
Okay. Now, Reggie, the primaries we look at don't do that.
What are you talking about?
Specifically, me and you've done a lot of investigation on Harkuf. They talk about the Timahu without saying nothing about the Meshwesh, the Ribu, or the Tehenu.
Oh, in that one story when they are fighting, but they always talk about other groups of people in different texts. So there's isolated stories, but then if you pull all the stories together, and when you pull up all the stories together, then you actually see the connections when the Egyptians are talking about it, because the Egyptians are writing. So that's not right.
So what about the Merenptah stele?
The Merenptah stele is talking about groups of people in Canaan.
But then before that, he got to go fight in Tamay. Remember, in the beginning, he fighting all in Tamay without mention of the Libyans and the Meshwesh. Right. I'm not here to contradict you. I just want to point.
Because I'm telling you, I disagree with you, because if they are talking about one enemy at the time, they're talking about one enemy in conquest, and they're trying to be as detailed as they can, unless there's another group. So when Harkuf goes in, Harkuf talks about a number of people that he's going with. He's going to Wawet. He's talking about a number of groups of people in that voyage. So he's talking about the Tamay, And
yeah, I just was simply saying he never mentioned the Rebu or the Tehenu that you said.
oh,
you have to
right,
mention.
because they're not in the area. Why would he mention it if they're not in the area at the time? So the Mesh Western and Rebu is not the route that he took, right? But as we kind of pull back, we know that these groups are there. So that doesn't harm my point.
Yeah,
So
I get you. I get you.
So then what we do is, okay, so about Diop in the BS about, oh, Diop says it, right? Diop in Libya Antique, his last work. Libya Antique was his last UNESCO work, where he starts talking about the later groups of the Berbers, right? And at the end, he says the earliest stratum of Libyan population was a black population from South Sahara, as is being confirmed by archaeologists. This region is referred to the Tehenu or Libo in Pharaonic texts. These two roots are evident in present-day Senegalese languages such as Wolof. The population of Cape Verde, that is the Dakar region, still forms the Libo ethnic groups, which includes the Libo subgroup Kayak Pop or White Libo, right? An expression that refers back to the period preceding the Libo migration. So now we know that, according to Diop, Diop is pulling up a term called the White Libo. Now, the reason why I want to do that is because I want to go back with Medu Neter, right? When I go back to Medu Neter, to even construct the word Tamehu or Tehenu, right? You start with the bow, not the bow, the throw stick. So
are you going to share it? Or can you make it bigger on the screen?
I'm sharing it.
Yeah, we can't. It's too many words, and we can't see the glyphs that you point to.
Hold on, I'm gonna make it bigger. Hold on. I think I can make it.
He's doing it right now.
Make it even bigger for you, Reggie.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. You up on the screen.
So to construct the word of those words, we see in the normal in the normal period, we see the throw stick in the nu, tej nu, right? So we begin now our voyage of understanding that word, right? The henu. He's not talking about the Tamhu. He's talking about who is he fighting in the north, and he is fighting the Tehenu, right? Now, if we go back to that particular period that I'm talking about, the earliest period, which we would know, let's just pull up the map again. We would know that these areas up on top, right, particularly the Tehenu and the Tamehu, and what you call over here the Eastern Desert, had groups of people that was going back and forth from across the land bridge into what you call Syria and Israel and all of those groups of people. These groups of people have been moving like they were in their areas and moving into this area. But the difference is in this area, they are mixing with Africans. They're coming to Africans' lands, the lands of this continent, and they are mixing more or mixing again with these groups of people. So these groups of people will have a variety of different complexions, right? They would have a variety of complexions. And later in time period, we would call these people, simplify these people and call these people Libyan populations in scholarship, right? We would call these groups up here Libyan populations. And then you have to understand that each of these areas like Niger, right? Like Tunisia, right? Like Algeria, right? Like Morocco have more northern parts and southern parts, and Africans are migrating for food supplies and for water during a number of historical periods, particularly for example, the Green Sahara. The Green Sahara was probably the period where lots and lots and lots of groups intermixed, right? Because of the climate and because of the water supply and because of the animals, the fauna and the flora. And so we have a great mixture within these groups of this time period. And so we have people who are darker, and we have people who are middle, and then we have people who are lighter. Okay, so how words are constructed in the ancient time periods, that is a dilemma. But even Cheikh Anta Diop talks about a particular Libo group, which is white Libo, which is probably not really white, but pretty lighter. So then we go back over to here. So the earliest, again, the earliest enemies of ancient Egypt when it was formulated was in fact the Tehenu, right? Which would be a mixed population of people. And we would see that in the Narmer palette, where we see people who don't look black, but they're still African. They don't look what we call sub-Saharan, but they are African. They are a mixed group of people. And at this time, they are called the Tehenu, right? I don't think that anybody would have a problem understanding what I am saying. So these are the periods: the first dynasty, the enemies of the ancient Egyptians, the Tehenu. Fourth dynasty with Seneferu, the Tehenu. Fourth dynasty, so again, we have more attestations, and we have the Tehenu. They brought 1,100 live captives and 23,000 small cattle. Then in the fifth dynasty, during Sahori, we have Tehenu smiting the Hatti Tehenu. So now this is one of the times where they actually break up a particular tribe of the Tehenu instead of calling them all Tehenu, right? We are not here at this particular point right now. Of course, there is the word Tamu, but those are in other situations, but they're not, again, let me put up this again. The Tamu at this time period would be in the south. So we do have a depiction in the Medu Neter called Harkuf, a story of Harkuf exploring the south. And there we find Tamei, the Tamahu, right? Okay, because he's taking a route that leads him into this territory as he is going to Yam and some other, and this is one of the first times that we're hearing about this in Egyptian literature. Fine. So now we get to another point. The ancient Egyptians were great with economies. Meaning dualism. So in this particular binding scene, you have a Nubian and a Syrian, both humans, right? Both people that are known, right? Both enemies of ancient Egypt, both captives, and you have the person on the left that is mostly what we would call sub-Saharan or African, and then you have the other figure, which would be the lighter. So this is a contrast in phenotypes. I'm not just saying just in color. I'm saying in culture. I'm saying in language. They're saying that these two groups of people, and Shmaitawi, anybody that reads the Medu Neter knows that this is Shmaitawi in the beginning, in the middle, and Shmaitawi got them both by the throat. Fine. Okay. So then we so we can go a little further with this, and then we see in other groups the Tehenu again. Mr. Osaze's saying that the closest people that would be white would be the Tamhu, or the Tamhu is the closest term for being white, is untrue, because that Syrian actually has a name, but let's say the Syrian came later. Mm-hmm. There are other names for other groups of people that are more closely related to people who are light, right? But the Techenu groups or certainly one of those groups. So he is incorrect. He is just incorrect there. That's no hate. That's just simply incorrect. That if you want to say that Tamu would be the word that you would say would be closest to white is absolutely wrong. We have now the ancient Egyptians are actually beginning to actually draw better. So we have formations of things like the 9 bows. The 9 bows would be groups of enemies of the ancient Egyptians. And then we see in the, for example, in the Amarna period over here, we see that in the Amarna period, we see a captive of the Chechenu right there. Now, he has feathers in his hair like Ma'at. He has a beard. He has phenotypes that you may say that are not sub-Saharan, right? He has a multicolored coat. You could actually say that he is pale, light-skinned, and then you see the word Tehenu. You see the word Tehenu right here, Tehenu. Okay. So when we get into these type of conversations, people can gaslight and they can do whatever. But when it comes down to the information, you either show the information instead of gaslighting, right? So over here it says 3 foreign races are illustrated in similar manner provided by names and cryptic inscriptions running along the archetype of Luxor temple dated to the time of Ramses. For instance, the 3 foreign races are enumerated as Baal Kish, Baal Tehenu, Baal Setjet. You do not see the Tamu. So it's interesting if the Tamu are so-called white or pale, right? Mm-hmm. You would actually see that. Mm. So I think I want to stop right now. So except for there are depictions of them wearing.
How you spell that, Reggie? I'm trying to find it in Matthew's work. He was T-A-M. Not spelled the way Diop spelled.
Which one?
Diop spelled it T-A-M-H-O-U. Tamhu. I wonder how Matthew spelled it. Hey, Smash.
Yeah.
Hey, Smash. What you think? Because Diop spelled it different in his book.
I'm here. I just had to handle something for a second, but I'm listening. I'm just gotta handle something.
How they spell real quick, yo? How they spell it in Massey's book? T-A-M what?
They spell it Tamehu. T-A-M-E-H-U. H-U.
I ain't seen it.
It doesn't, or H-O. Tamaho.
Yeah. The one, either of the two. But I'll be right back.
Right,
Give me a second.
It's all good.
So, and that's where he says the things like the created man, because ma means man. So he wants to say ta. It could be ta or tej, but in this particular case, it's tej. It's the whip or the tongue. It's tejnu, right? And we try to pronounce it tejnu, but you can look it up. But the fact of the matter is, I'm showing Medunecha, right? And I'm showing the sources in which we create good research and bad research, right? Yeah, and so a person should be able.
Everybody use Massey's work, yo.
Yes,
I got it.
You're correct.
I'm trying to figure out, like, I need to.
And what Ankh is actually saying, I'm hoping I'm saying it right, is that at the time that, yes.
I'm listening.
I'll stop sharing my screen for a second. Yes.
No, I'm saying it's not even. So Diop's in his work, right? He talked about Tamahu, right? And everybody is calling them like white people and Europeans. So this is the byproduct of the era when these Egyptologists go into there and they started putting their racial connotations on stuff. So he says, finally, he said the last one is what is called the flesh color, the white skin of the most delicate shade, the nose straight and slightly arched, blue eyes, blonde and reddish beard, tall status, very, very slender clad in a hairy ox skin. It's a veritable savage tattooed on various parts of his body. He was called Tamahu. It goes, let me go down here. It says, we find the Egyptians and the Africans represented in the same way, which could not be otherwise, but the Namu, the Asians, and the Tamahu, the Europeans, present significant and curious variants. So I kind of skipped. He was basically talking about the Ramses Stele, and he talks about, so right when you come right here, talking about number one, Africans proper, number two, inhabitants of Africa proper, blacks, number four, the Asians, and finally, I am ashamed to say, so since our race is last and the most savage in the series, the Europeans, who in those remote epochs, frankly, did not cut too fine a figure in the world. But there wasn't no Europeans in the world during that time, right? So it
Correct.
starts off as a mistake anyway, right? And to show
That's
you,
correct.
right? So in Diop's work, it's a mistake. So even if we read Diop's book, right, and we're still telling the people this, it's a mistake. There was no Europeans then in the old dynasty. There might
That's
have been
correct.
Indo-Europeans, okay, but no Europeans. So off the top,
Okay.
it's wrong. So, no matter how you slice this and cut this, right, they're wrong. And to show you, let's come to Man, God, and Civilization, right? And go to the back of the book, right? And he has Gerald Massey. Everybody use Massey work. If I go to 29, everybody use Massey work. So it'd be kind of odd for Diaz not to know about Massey work. That's not adding up, right? Because they was all saying this. They was saying that the Egyptians was black. Massey was saying the Egyptians was black, and everybody was said that's what they were saying. It was a whole scholarly conversation that they were saying at 29. Let's see. Albert Churchwood, they were saying the Egyptians was black. Hold on, I want to find Massey. Okay, right here. It's a one of Dr. Churchwood's friends. The English scholar Gerald Massey had earlier broached this same theory in a 2-volume work, The Book of the Beginnings. But this book was largely ignored by the world of science and scholarship. Even Churchwood's arguments were not at first favorable, considered by the contemporaries, but the tide eventually turned, and Dr. Churchwood's stand was proven to be fundamentally sound. And they talk about evolution. Okay? So, man, talking about the Egyptians, it was a mistake.
Right.
Yeah, right. Now hold on. Let's come to Dr. Ben.
It was a mistake.
Right. Let's go to Dr. Ben. And it's not a big deal, man. So I don't know why people would actually get all bunched up and act like it's just a word. And it's a damn word, and we keep using the damn word incorrectly. So that don't mean you hate, because you simply saying you're just wrong with that. And that's always a major issue. Let me see. I come to Dr. Ben's book. This is not I didn't know this was an issue like that, man. Like, nobody's supposed to be trying to fight this. Gerald Massey, page 14. Let's see what he says. It's not a big deal. Massey was, we all came into Black Egypt through Gerald Massey. Am I just tripping, or am I bugging? Maybe I'm bugging, Reggie. 14. Maybe I
you're correct. No, you're correct. Let me tell you why you're correct. Because
the light of the world. Egypt, the light of the world. Go ahead.
Yeah, at the time that this Dr. Ben was introducing the subject to a lot of our audience, but if you wanted to go and read, you would either have to read Dr. Ben's book, right? Mm-hmm. and after you've read Dr. Ben's book, then you say what other books you want to read. So then Dr. Ben and the rest of them would say, well, Massey is doing this, or you have to read Budge. There wasn't a lot of reading material out there. And so, but Massey's book was very popular. So because the white ice is colder, right? You all know white ice is colder. Right. You're going to go to Massey, and Massey's going to tell you what you want to hear, even if it's not accurate. And many of those scholars at that time period did that. And I was around in the 80s, and I know all of the shrines were just beginning in the 80s. Most of the shrines, they went to Massey, right? The First World Alliance went to Massey. Everybody, Massey was like
the god nigga.
It was like the what's the dude the dude that we read now Martin Burnell.
Yeah, he was like that.
Same thing that happened with Martin Burnell. Martin Burnell says what we want to hear, so we run to Martin Burnell. Martin Burnell was a better scholar than Massey, right? But we ran to Martin Burnell because white ice is colder. We forgot about John Jackson. We forgot about Chancellor Williams. You know, and Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben. We went to. We are comfortable reading white material. I'll stop.
So yeah, you got the Book of Beginnings, you got the Natural Genesis, and you got Egypt, the Light of the World, yo.
Yes.
That's the books you had to have in your library, yo. If you was doing the damn thing, yo. If you don't got Jerry Massey in your library, yo, you tripping. Gerald Massey, Natural Genesis. They ain't got the original titles on here. The Book of Beginnings. Yeah, man. This was it. This was the foremost works when we first came into the community, man. This separated you from being the pseudo, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they was saying the African, Wallace East Burge, mm-hmm. right? He was saying that Egyptians was Africans. What's my favorite person? Let me come right here. Y'all, Albert Churchwood, right? So you got, let me show you what was going on. Look, listen, right here, yo. You see me? Look, premortal signs. Look, origin and evolution of the human race, published in 1910. They wasn't saying no damn Egyptians was Africans in 1910, and they sure as hell wasn't agreeing with Charles Darwin in 1910. They was like, get that out of here. But it was people like this person, Albert Churchwood, 1910. He was saying that Africa was the homeland. Nation Islam was saying the Asiatic black man. Noble Jah Ali was saying the Asiatic black man. It was Asia because they was following biblical narrative. That's why they said Asia. Y'all got to understand the mindset. It was religious thinking that had them tied into Asia, right, to be the area where humans came from. Biblical narrative, Adam and Eve, right? And like, what are we talking about here? So it's not really an issue. The issue is when it's too much pushback on something that's clearly wrong, then my antennas go up, right? So I want to let y'all know, man, when I get into these discussions, man, and I know how the game is played, man. I play with a handicap. So if you ever played golf, Reggie, play golf, right, Reggie? If you're not a pro, yo, you get a handicap, right? And so I already know it's rigged. When Sarnetta doing this thing, yo, you know, man, everybody get the handicap, right? And I get it. I don't be tripping off that, right? You know, sometimes I get a little mad because, come on, yo, like, all right, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, though, right? But I'm just showing you how we all got it. There was no question how we got it, Reggie. Nobody even act like we didn't get it.
But I was there.
Huh?
But, see, the thing is, I actually was there. So I'm 58 years old. I mean, my life was in Black studies. I was an aide to Dr. Leonard Jeffries. That's how I met Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben personally, right? Yeah. I was the aide, and then I saw the pseudos. I saw the people with the shrines. They was like, yo, this will work, yo. Dr. Ben is doing all the heavy lifting, taking people to Egypt, man. And when they come back, man, boy, we just gonna dress them and impress them, right? We're gonna say everything that Dr. Ben say, but you know, we're gonna put the spiritual thing on it, right? Well, now we're in 2023. right? Now we have the residue of that. But when you ask them for sources, what they do is I'll put up meta and they read and they don't have to source, right? They read back my source after I transliterated, right? Translated, they read it back. But they've never shown it. And that's the game. That's the game that they play on a high level, Unc. You've seen it with Dr. York, right? People give him information. Now it's his information, like he actually researched it when we know that people was giving him information. Now he's the first one to bring it. He's gonna bring the Sumerians, the Anunnaki. He's gonna bring. He did the same thing. What's the white guy that did the Anunnaki that Dr. York took from? What's his name? That Dr. York messed up the Anunnaki? A dude who can't even read Sumerian. What's his name? Anyway, y'all know his name, right? So that's how the game is played. It's a con game. And you know what? I'm gonna be here to 9:30. I got one donation of $5, and I appreciate the donation and from the person I got the donation from. But I don't have the time to continue to waste my time, right? Where I give you sources, I give you books, and other people talk and you believe, and people believe them. Not you, Unc. You my brother. But I don't have the time. If I have the time, I would do it. But tonight, I really don't have the time. I don't want to do it. I don't want to give you sources, right? And show you, I just showed you that the first enemies of the ancient Egyptians was the Tehenu, not the Tamhu. The Tehenu were lighter skinned because of mixing with Canaan, Syria, and other groups and intermixing sexual attraction. The Tamehu is in the Delta. I'm giving you the terms. I'm not giving you one term, the Tamhu. I'm giving you, and so the problem I have with Smash, and Smash's thing, it says, yes, it derives.
Man.
It derives from Tamhu.
No. It's they haven't even deciphered the Meretic script, though.
I have a problem with that. It's the
Am I tripping though? Did they decipher the Meretic
not
script?
Completely. They see a word that they are making out based on maybe a
because
word.
what they call the Romans,
the Meroic script, connecting to some hieroglyphics, but I haven't seen it. I didn't see it in the primary. Watch that. When you don't see it in the primary and you just see a word, you should watch that. You should be careful. But again, it's 9:09. I don't have the time tonight for all this.
Yeah, you good, bro. I just wanted you to get your point out because I know it was a real good, crystal clear point. And that word, I don't even know the word to smash. I don't know what smash is, but that word pops up in the Roman time period. We talking 2,000-3,000 years, from ancient Egypt. We talking the old kingdom, all the way to Rome. And of course, you got Europeans. Of course, you got white Roman period. Of course, that. But in ancient time, like we're like, I don't know, man.
It's bad.
And it would have been easy for.
It's important that Smash brought up the term, but the way it was gaslighted, you have a term that nobody knew up until the time period that it was published, and that time period was probably well into the 2000s, right? Because nobody cared about Nubia. Everybody cared about.
We didn't know about that. We only knew about the funny part. See, this is when it get wild. You would have to take a scholar from the day, Nubianologist. The field just got started, Nubianologist, right? She has to say it, but back then, that wasn't it. Diop's and them said they was Europeans. And they just was wrong. So for us, right, watch this, to continue to use that term and convince people that is white, that's wrong. You can't even say most likely. They wasn't Europeans. And so that's not actually hate, Reggie. That's just calling a spade, giving the people the knowledge. And so be it. if a person think that they was most likely the closest thing the Egyptians had to white, but they didn't have a race, man, that's double talk for me. No matter how smooth you talk, no matter how much sonetta that you do it, it's double talk for me. That doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean that you're wrong about everything you say. Doesn't mean you don't agree with a lot of things. Doesn't mean I'm not going with you, on the debate, gonna be rooting for you to win, right? But it means I'm not buying that wild ass conversation about the Timahu being white people. I'm just not buying it. I don't have to buy that. Based off of my limited understanding, right, of time periods and when racism and when people made races up, that's before Charles Darwin time. Right? That shit fueled the whole slave trade. The Egyptians wasn't thinking about that at 3000 BCE, 2500 BCE. They wasn't saying, hey, that's the white man, the Timhu, because they white. They wasn't saying that. And for anybody to push that, man, I don't understand it. And so, family, man, if y'all don't get what I'm trying to say to you, man, then you don't got to get what I'm trying to say. It's nothing else I can do. I can't, if you think because I have an opinion based off of objectivity, you know what I'm saying, and not being subjective, I'm being objective, right, with data. Okay, it's clear data that the Europeans started their whole race thing. It wasn't in the Nile Valley to start that. They didn't name a tribe of people down in Nubia white people. Now, if y'all going for that, man, then y'all not ready for what I got to say. And yeah, you might need to go with the champ. Then go with the champ.
Right, and go.
And I'm not mad at you.
Go with the champ.
I'm not mad. I'm actually not.
In the university, they're
gonna throw you out.
They're gonna throw you out of the university.
Yeah.
So you can do this. But you don't like going into universities and learning skill sets and technology because it's the white man that runs it. But you're not going to be able to compete. Your children are not going to compete. It's biblical and fantasy stories. But if you want to do that, so watch what happens. I come on. As soon as I come on, I say one word and I get thrown off because they know where I'm going, right? And check this out.
I'm here, but I'm listening.
Check this out.
Hey, Chef, you want to say something?
What's up, y'all? Hey, look.
What's good?
What's up? Listen.
Uh-huh.
I was going with Jabari.
Uh-huh.
100%.
Okay.
Against Ali Muhammad.
Okay.
But you're absolutely right. If he's unsure about that Omex, if he's still pushing that Mansa Musa, if that's a hiccup for him, then he playing the same game that Ali playing. He opened himself up to take an L. Yeah. Because the moment you start playing in that arena, right? They came before Columbus and something that's already been summarily dismissed by academia, right? And once you start playing with that Omex, might be black and this, that, and the third, yeah, Ali got a foot in the door. Y'all having the same conversation.
They just arguing over time periods.
yeah, y'all having the same conversation. You know what I mean? If he don't clear that up by Sunday, Ali gonna get him.
Okay, can I share something on my screen?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Reggie?
Hey, yo, what you say, yo? I got till Sunday to get his mind straight and clear.
If he don't come online and say if he don't dismiss that, if he's playing in that gray area, right? Then he can't say nothing about Ali information.
Right, because Ali just upped the dates a little bit more, made him.
Yeah.
See. Yeah. Hey, man, look, listen, man. Hey, niggas know I ain't a hater, yo. I'm just a participator, yo. But they be like, yo, I'm hating Jabari. Why? I don't hate Jabari. I like Jabari, yo. It's just certain things that me and him know that we don't click with, y'all. It's certain shit.
I'm done with him. I tried, and I really tried with the brother.
Let me put Chef on the big screen. Let me see if I can put Chef on the big screen.
No, I really tried with him.
Wait, what happened?
If you giving Ali Muhammad one of the biggest pseudos, if you about to almost hand him a win like that with the elbows running wild like that, because you can't dismiss some outdated information that just ain't true. I'm done with him. I'm with Reggie. I'm with Reggie. Like,
then you hear him say it. You heard him say it, right? He said it.
Yes, he gotta go. At this point, he gotta go, yo.
Yeah, he gotta get out of that one, yo. Man. And that's all I'm saying. Like, it's certain things you just can't say, yo. Right? If you serious with what you're doing, some things you can't say. You can't say white people in Egypt. That's a in the old kingdom. That's a non-cipher, right? They just stuck there. The tribe, they live there. How the hell they stay white? How do they reproduce the harmful UVA rays? How is that possible? They there amongst other. I don't know, bro.
I got an answer for that.
No, you don't.
I do.
Open up your camera and give us that answer.
But my shit is kind of scratchy. Let me go out and I'm gonna come back in.
You sound good now.
I got a source.
Okay, while he goes back in, let me just show you something.
Hey man, hit my Cash App. Hey Reggie, why is your Cash App flooding my show?
Oh, because I'm only gonna be on 9:30. But why do you say? Why you mean? Well, so I should talk for free?
No, you can shut the hell up and go. And you had a good you had a good Cash App run. You good?
No, I didn't. I got $5.
Did you? Hey, hold on. All right, hold on, man. Let's thank the people. Let's not fight over Cash Apps. That's Mika. Mika love you.
I want to say thank you, Brother Alex. That's it.
Now don't worry about it. Hold on. Let me thank the brothers and sisters that actually hit that Cash App, man. Logic, hey man, that's some love, man. That keep a person inspired, yo. All right. We got Mr. Young Man, that's love. That's real talk right there, yo. Hey, young man. Hey, yo, good hitting. I see you right. Appreciate that. Richard Morris. Yep, there you go. WJ. It's an atheist right there. All right, that's love, man. That was from this morning and from, boom. That's love. I appreciate everybody that do that, man. That shit come when you really need it, yo. The extras, that's called the extras, man. What's up, John Jones? What's good?
What's going on? I was hearing y'all debate on the Sinetta channel.
Yeah, man. What's up?
I just think it's funny for somebody to say that because they've been to Egypt that they just know all.
Yeah, I mean, he fought that way with it. He was like he been to Egypt, but I ain't gotta go to Egypt. They ain't had no race. I don't gotta step foot in Egypt. That's the new mistake. I don't gotta go to Egypt to know that the Egyptians wasn't talking about a race of white people living amongst the Nubians. Like, listen.
Listen, I mean, how much you've been to Egypt a bunch of times? How much money you made on Egypt, right? How much material did you bring back in Egypt, right? I mean, that's your job.
People, I like Jabari doing that. I ain't tripping off that.
But I'm just saying. I mean, you made so much money. You made so much money on it. That's your job. So I'm not doing that because I went to Egypt again. I went to Egypt in '87. I'm not doing that when nobody was going to Egypt, right? In '87, very few people, and you had to be really wealthy black in '87 to go to Egypt, right? I'm not doing.
Hey, brother Reggie, think about this like this, right? To get back on topic. If people in the conscious community can say that Kemet meant land of the black people, right? Then we're positive you're playing in the same mess that Jabari playing in. If we're saying that the Egyptians could call people black, right, themselves as Kemet being black people or land of the black people, right? Then if they can see people as black when we know that people don't actually come in the color of
Magi
black.
snoring on air.
Everybody stop and listen to Magi snore.
Hold on, let me make this point. So if they can say it's black people, the opposite of black is white.
You're correct.
So right. So if you don't dismiss the whole black thing, right, then you gotta let him play with the white thing.
That's all I was saying, yo. That's all I was saying, yo.
Y'all contradicting yourselves.
It's a walking contradiction, yo. Science will make you a walking contradiction, dog.
Well, I don't disagree, Chef, and there's lots of reasons why I don't disagree, and one of the reasons is it's a money making thing. It's a feel good money making thing. Most of the people that go back to Kemet.
MBB, what's up?
They don't know anything. The more that what they do is they just create more culture. So this figure right here, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask everybody a question?
Yes.
These people who are lighter than the ancient Egyptians.
Yeah, they're not white people though.
But who are they?
I thought they was the Hiscos.
Okay.
Canaanites.
Okay, so here's the problem.
Hiscos, right?
Yeah, well, that's the problem with this. So now we got to get this bad information out, right? Okay, who these people are the same people that the Egyptians have been fighting since the beginning. These people are
the Amu,
right? Which are Libyan groups. They are not from Canaan. They didn't come all the way from Canaan, right? These are Libyan groups of people, and that's who they are. And so when you read the Meta Nature, you have these terms that we would have to explore, right? So over here you have the famous word Amu. Amu has a throw stick. The throw stick was born with the Libyan people, right? Over here you have the Hekasu. They're coming from foreign. All it means is foreign rulers, right?
Hold on, what did it say? It's like I said, right? Hiscos, right?
Yeah, right here. Hekasu.
I thought you said no when I said that. You didn't say that?
No, I said yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Because I'm reading it right here. It says a Hyksos.
A nigga like me can't read, but guess what I can do though? Can't read no damn list. But look, I can look at this. Look, Reggie, look. I can look at the book.
Right.
I can go to the book in English and say, yeah, that's the bringing tribute to Hisco.
So what I do, which I do instead of the Khan, right? I put the Meta Nature up. I write the Meta Nature, right? Or even source it, and I give you the translation. And so it's 37 Amu, and here's the Amu right here, and here's the 37 Amu, and over here is the Hekasu, and his name is Ibshah. I don't, and these groups are Libyan groups, and so in another lecture, I will show you why these groups are Libyans, because the Amu or Libyan or Amu means it doesn't mean Asiatic. Did the Egyptians know the word Asiatic? No. So it didn't mean Asiatic because Asiatic wasn't born. Am I right? That part. Am I right? Okay. So it couldn't mean Asiatic. So that means some scholar had to say, oh, these are Asiatics. And why are they doing that? They're doing that because they're searching for the great white race in Asia. Because they can't.
Great Northern. They call them the Great Northern race. And they said that was the Mediterranean and the Egyptians. Remember the raiding race theory?
Exactly. So they're searching elsewhere outside of Africa for the people who created the Nile Valley civilization that we call Kemet, which was really called Tawi. Right? Why do we keep using Kemet, brushing our teeth with it when most of the period it wasn't even named that name, right? But everything is Kemet. You heard them today talking about Nubian populations and stuff as being Kemet. It's not Kemet. Like you're sleeping at the wheel, right? So the fact of the matter, these are Libyan populations. These are not Canaanites. These are.
So what was the name of their country then?
Huh?
What did the Egyptians call their country then?
Okay, so here
if it ain't Kemet, then what did they call it?
Okay, so these groups of people are Libyan people, right? So they're the Tahino. They're the Tahino groups and the Ribu and the Libu groups and the Ta-Mehu groups. The people in North Africa in next to Egypt, on top of Egypt, are the Ta-Mehu groups, right?
Okay.
Those are those groups of people. But here you don't see any land. You don't see anything that's going to make you say that this is a particular land. What you do is you imagine. Yes?
But it's talking about people. It's talking about people, not a land. That's why they got the throat stick, because that's the determinative for foreign or outside of Egypt. But the point is, what did the Egyptians, what we call Egyptians, what did they call themselves?
Okay, so let me show you what the Egyptians called them. So
in the literature, well, how do they distinguish themselves?
Okay, so
if it ain't Kemet.
Okay, that's fine. So here's a groups of peoples that are foreigners that the people of Egypt dictated. This is the Ka-Nebu, northernmost foreigners who were related to foreign countries in the northern coast of Egypt and in the Aegean islands of the Mediterranean Sea. You would look for those particular groups of people in that time. Then it's the Setiyu, right?
Pick up the zoo.
Let me
appreciate that donation. Morris Brown, appreciate that donation.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm more I talk, the less donations I get. But anyway,
donate your
said to you, I'm a hoe. I'm literally a hoe. I'm doing all the work, right? The said to you, the said to you are groups of people belonging to Nubia, right? The
Setiyu is the Nubians, the Southerners. Okay,
yeah,
you know you cut off MBB Incorporated, yo. He had to say something, yo. I just want you to know that.
Okay, well I can leave. I'm gonna leave anyway because at 9:30. No, serious.
All I asked you was what did the Egyptians call themselves, and you start talking about everybody else.
It's the New York shit. Jabari do the same thing. They can't have a conversation. Them niggas just got to put in the presentation, and I don't understand the shit. It just must be some New York shit. Okay. I get it. I just can't.
Because I'm trying to get to a point.
What's the point? You ain't gonna never get there.
Tonight you're not gonna get on there because tonight you're not gonna get it from the primaries. You are going listen. Unc is absolutely 100% correct, right? We have messed up the race thing, right?
Smash stretched out.
Smash. Listen, man, your arrow fell out your bow. Your arrow fell out your bow. You on guard duty.
He ain't even mute his mic. All this time he could have muted his mic. He ain't even do that.
Look, I fell asleep, but y'all put me to sleep with that nonsense, man.
You know what? Hey, you know what? You know what it was, Smash? It was 3 pubs before. It was
Smash did this. Look, had that Magi all she say.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
you miss me. I'm trying to shoot bows, you miss.
I know I must have been snoring or something.
Yo, you was snoring. That was funny as hell. I say the Magi, I'm missing.
Good night. I'll think about doing another show to clear out.
Why you don't say good night? What's the matter?
I don't know. Reggie asked one question. Nigga, the chef asked him one question. He put out the presentation.
No, it wasn't chef. It's just that it's not chef. It's just that I ain't getting no support. So
you got support, yo.
I just can't.
No, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about getting support. I can click on my dude. You from Baltimore, dude. I'm from New York, man. You know.
Hey. I've been fighting New York dudes forever.
With a short pack. Bye. I'll talk to y'all later. It was a pleasure. I'll come back and clear this up.
Lord have mercy. Tell you what, man. Don't correct nobody all of a sudden you're hating on them. That shit is wild to me. Y'all ain't even come from that mob. Yo, we got corrected all the time in Baltimore. Come on, Shorty, you know you was wrong. Oh, yeah, you right. We want to say, nigga, you hating on me because you say, God damn.
I didn't say hating. You my friend.
Not you, man. I'm saying everybody, man. Bro. You see how many you having a conversation right here, yo? That doesn't happen.
It's all gonna lead. Listen, I'm at the point I don't care. All it's gonna lead to you is a trip to Egypt or a membership in the shrine. That's all it's going to lead to.
I ain't gonna bash the shrine, yo. I think everybody can believe. I just, like.
Are you saying that, Unc? Listen,
Yeah, I'm actually saying no. I'm actually saying that I'm just waiting. Hey, Smash, where you at? Real quick, before you go back to sleep and catch your feet back.
Yeah, Reggie's gone. He can wake up now.
You really got documented evidence.
I'll come back and I will.
Right.
I will do a whole show on this. Thanks so much.
All right, brother. Do we Smash? Do we really have documented information on the Egyptian religion, yo?
That's
all I want to know.
Good question. I haven't looked.
Text.
I mean, but they don't tell you nothing about what to do. Well, they tell you a few things.
That's religious.
No, they burn. That's a burial ceremony, nigga. I'm talking about.
They got a lot of ceremonies and a lot of rituals that. So don't rituals normally follow some type of spiritual
religion?
tradition?
Yeah, yes, they do.
Like things you got to do over and over. They don't got them written out like a book like the Bible. But if you investigate, you might read in somebody's coffin text them saying what was supposed to happen. I don't believe I fell asleep though.
You felt that was fun. Hey Jay, you can request a topic, bro. Hit the pseudo killers email.
Hey, real quick though, you said so you're saying that there was no white people amongst Nubians in Egypt, right?
Yeah, I'm saying white Europeans is what I'm saying.
What do you mean now? You're saying white European? What do you mean by
that? That's what Diop said. I didn't say it. Come on, pay attention. Europeans. Right. That's what he said. I can read. Europeans.
Greeks and Romans didn't even call themselves white.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand.
Africans ain't call themselves black.
Are you?
They sure didn't. They sure did.
Right. So I mean, that don't even make sense.
I'm trying to ask something. Cause I'm trying to get somewhere. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So what do you mean like by white people? Like how are you deciphering white people around what time period? And because I'm trying
2500 BCE down there living with the Nubians, a whole tribe of white people, Europeans. I don't believe
that wasn't the time of Ramses though.
And when do you say
that's way before Ramses?
And when would you say this occurred?
Huh?
And when would you say that did occur?
It never occurred.
It never occurred?
Yeah, come on, yo.
Okay.
By time a bunch of light-skinned people roll into Egypt, yo, they get
okay.
I think we do got an account. I think we do got some accounts of
let me share my screen.
Greek influence in Nubia. I think
you talking about Greek influence? Okay, all right. Yeah. All right, go ahead, brother. Share your screen.
I'm not talking about that time. I'm talking about.
Go ahead. Put us up. Put us up.
We on the same page.
All right, go ahead, bro. Put us up on game. Go ahead.
I would say even some of the Eurasian genetics that they get is not like no light-skinned Europeans.
They share your screen, brother.
And they even get a lot of those genes from Afro-Asiatic population who mix with Eurasian populations first, and then they already mixture anyway. So these people ain't no light-skinned people. They already got the mix in them, and then they mix with a lot of people.
Share your screen. Share your screen.
Okay.
All right, let's see what you got. I got Smash got my back. Don't let them get me. Don't let them get me, Smash. Wake up.
I'm on half duty.
You're on half duty.
I'm trying to. I don't know how. This is my nap time, but nobody's screen is sharing.
All right, hold on, I got him. Here you go. All right, there you go, bro.
Hold on, bro.
What you do?
Hold on. Let me reshare. Hold on.
All right. So you think it was some tribes of white people there?
I'm gonna get to my point. Hold on.
All right. Okay.
I'm sharing.
Yeah, you're sharing now.
All right. Since haplogroup A is today,
what you reading to us, family? That's just normally preamble.
What's the title? What's the title of this?
Nailed it. Damn.
I'm reading to you 2023 ancient DNA study that they did on basically the topic that we're talking about.
Yeah, who did? Like, you gotta show us the title and you gotta show
title?
what it's coming.
Yeah. What's the title?
Y'all don't see the. Okay, it's from the World Press and it's called the land of Punt.
Thank you.
Well pressed. Word press. That's a blog. All right.
It's a blog. This ain't no official source, but okay.
Yeah, we don't do this. Go ahead,
Okay,
though.
Is it referencing the official source?
Y'all doing a lot of commentary. Y'all not letting me talk. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bro. Go ahead, man.
I ain't mad or nothing. I'm just saying.
I know. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So let me get this off real quick. So it says haplogroup A is today the most common paternal lineage among Nilotic groups in the Nile Valley. The researchers proposed that the Neolithic Kardruka population was likely ancestral to present-day Nilotes residing in the area. By contrast, the higher haplogroup E and F frequencies found among the Meroitic, post-Meroitic, X group, and Christian era populations prompted the scientists to assert that these other early Sudanese groups instead had closer ties with community ancestral to modern Afro-Asiatic speaking and Nubian populations. Okay. Now, you said that there wasn't light-skinned people among these Africans.
I ain't said that. I said white people.
You said that, bro. You just said there wasn't white people among them.
Yeah, white and light skin is different. People, right? You light skinned and you not white.
So this is what we go do, bro. I'm not pale though. I might be light skinned, but I ain't pale. We know what we talk about.
I mean, are you trying to change my words, yo?
Semantics. We know what you're talking about.
What I'm talking about? Hold on, stop. What I'm talking about?
It says altogether, this indicates that the A group culture bearers were in all likelihood Afro-Asiatic speakers having different ancestral origins from the Nilo-Saharan and Niger-Congo speaking communities. Now we get these two people right here, right? This right here is what Unc is telling us we're not seeing. This person right here on the left.
Hell no.
Is that what you're doing?
Okay, it says inner coffins of the ancient Egyptian aristocrats, not Ankh, right, on the right, and Noom not on the left, dating from the Middle Kingdom, 1980, circa 1985 to circa 1773 BCE. Forensic analysis of the bodies of the two brothers revealed profound anatomical differences, which indicates that the siblings likely had been placed in the wrong coffins. Okay, so not Ankh was found to have had Caucasoid skull of the delicate character and orthognanthos craniofacial profile and slender build and olive complexion. Okay, they're describing this skeletor that they found in this coffin because they were placed in the wrong coffin. The Caucasoid was placed in this coffin where you see with the black man, and the African was placed in this coffin. Okay, so when they describe this person, they're saying it's a Caucasoid. Okay, now when they describe the other one, they describe the other one as a Negroid skull. Okay, so they didn't. I don't think they found the Y chromosome, but they found the maternal DNA. So
hey, let me ask you a question, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta hop in.
This is circa 1985 to 1773, and we got a Caucasoid among the Nubians.
All right, what are the genetic
that it wasn't
them terms you're using is outdated and racist.
Yeah, like they about to dive all over you, bro. They gonna act like you didn't really just present.
I know that. So get wild. I'm gonna let them look stupid. Go ahead.
Now, can I just want to ask you a question, man.
I ain't gonna dive on. All right, so you got Caucasians, and what you saying, yo?
No, he messed that all up. He did honestly mess it all up.
I messed that up.
I'm about to just let me say how. Let me say how.
What happened to our conversation?
Yeah, but the reason why you messed it up was because when they say somebody got a Caucasoid skull type, it don't mean they're a white person. So Somali people got Caucasoid skull types.
So you know that, right? That I didn't just show you the picture that I just showed you.
Yeah, you messed that up too, because that was looking shit based on what the what. Let me show you something. I didn't even get to finish. It was based on an image you see on on a sarcophagus that doesn't have to always match the effigy of the person who's buried inside it. We know this in archaeology, especially in Egyptology, that you can be. So look at Mahepri. I'm gonna give you the instance of Mahepri. He don't look nothing like the person that looked like a woman on his sarcophagus or his nabak.
Yeah, you could say
Let me reply to him real quick. So that's fine, right? You can have an example of that, but I just gave you an example of exactly what I was talking about, and you're gonna tell me that these ancient people were doing lookership and they didn't know what they was looking at. So when they made these tokens, they messed up and they didn't get the pale.
Hey, can I ask you a question, brother? Can I ask you
There's a standard. Just real quick, so I can end it out for him. No, that ain't what I said. And it's for you, Kaya. I mean, I'm gonna surrender to you. But all I was saying, brother, was there's a standard for how. Go look at Tutankhamun's sarcophagus. It don't look like his face. A lot of people's don't look like their face, and that's all I'm saying. If you think that the face inside of the mummy is supposed to look like the face on the Nabant, that's an error. What's up, Kaya?
I'm talking about a face, and I'm talking about skull structure. That specifically was speaking about skull structure.
I addressed that too.
And they did the
hey, brother, let me say this.
Hold on, I'm replying to him. I'm not trying to cut you off, but just let me reply to him real quick, because me and him been having a conversation about this stuff. So I'm just trying to get this with him real quick. Just because you got an example of something being in error doesn't make error when the DNA was done and the skull forensic was done, and we have the painting, we have what they were buried in, we have what they were buried in and how they decorated it. And what you're saying right now is that they decorated it wrong. They could have decorated it wrong or something like that.
Pull your source back up.
I didn't say that. I said they got a standard. I said they got a standard where the actual mummy or the sarcophagus don't have to match the image of the person in it. And so if anybody wrote some type of article where they said, "Oh, look, he don't look like the sarcophagus look," you know that's not a good Egyptological source. But secondly, about what you said, and everyone knows that Caucasoid coming from anthropology don't necessarily mean white. When you talk about skull classifications,
it was another description in there though. If you, hey bro, hold on.
The other one was olive skin. That's what I'm saying.
Right. If you pull up your source again, it goes in and it actually describes the person in the sarcophagus even in more details to support what you're saying. You gotta do is fight them with the source.
I got you.
We're talking about white people. I never forget the conversation. The conversation was clear that it was Europeans, right? And God daggone the old kingdom called the daggone Timahu, not the shit you bringing right now. My statement is there is no Europeans.
No,
right? And then when you start bringing out
European.
Yo, you doing this now, yo. You dealing with this work now, yo. Indigenous races of the earth, yo. You dealing with Morton and Knox and them when they start talking about Caucasians, yo. Trust me with that. That's an outdated term. And the blog you brought is not a credible source. Any Yahoo could have wrote that shit. It was out of order. It was one.
You stated that there was not.
No, nobody's using that, dog.
You said that there was not white people, pale people amongst these Africans.
And your source agreed. Your source agreed with me.
That there was a blood.
Yo, you gotta calm down. MBB.
There's DNA of the Caucasoid.
MBB. If you slow down, this thing ain't gotta go the wrong direction.
I know it don't, but
I know, but listen what I'm saying. Calm down. Listen, yo, I ain't gonna do the lecture on you like Jabari, yo. I want you to know that you read it was olive tone people, yo. You didn't say white people. So you agree with me. Why are we fighting?
No, I don't agree with you.
Well, why you read the source and agree with me?
You said, I'm stating what you said. No. You said that there wasn't white people.
Right. Share the screen.
You said that they weren't. You gave me a time.
Hey, let me just body him real quick.
I just want to ask one question though.
What's your source say? What's your source say?
To somebody that just was speaking to me.
I know what your source say though. Hold on. What your source say? Did your source say white people or olive people? I'm asking you. Did your source say white people or olive people?
Listen,
I'm asking you.
You want to get into semantics.
How
the hell is that semantics, yo? Olive skin.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about pale caucasoids.
No, you messing it up. We're trying to help you. You added the word pale. The source didn't say. When you're talking about skull type, why they gonna say pale?
Nipsey Hussle skull would be caucasoid if you use those old terms. I mean, Emperor Ali Selassie would be caucasoid if you use those old ass terms.
That would make sense if we didn't have the sarcophagus showing us a pale person in a dark.
No, it didn't say pale.
It don't have to say pale because
it do for this comments for anybody that got some sense. MBB Incorporated.
Olive ranges. Olive ain't just pale. Olive range from light brown to dark to middle brown.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, let me kill him just real quick. Y'all see this brother right here?
Yeah.
It says Somali man, Somali tribe, Northeast African white stock, don't it?
Yeah.
Dead in the soil. Where's this coming from? Ethiopioid is an outdated racial classification of human indigenous to North Africa who were typically classified as part of the Caucasian race. You see? So you is making an error thinking when they say Caucasoid, it means somebody pale, especially after they told you the skin was olive.
Facts.
Hey,
can I add a word to the conversation that I think that we get
you gotta stay right there though, Kyle. You can't, we got him in the kid. You just throw the kid away. Don't change it.
It's literally it's confirming what you've been saying, and Smash just proved as well, is that a lot of people in our community don't have the intellectual understanding of what gradency is. We don't think that's a thing. We don't understand the diversity of the speciation of humans in Africa, and we think that all Africans look the same, and we don't have an intellectual concept of what, brother. Do you know what gradency means, bro?
Go ahead,
I'm not going to answer the question, because this is a question that you have before you come against these people who are scholars in our community and you argue against them wholeheartedly. You need to know fundamental terms to deal with these individuals. Do you understand what gradiency is?
I don't have to be by your standards to do anything.
All right, I'm done. If you tell me, you can school me. Listen, you don't know what a simple.
Me out while I was talking, and you
because I asked you
the elder now, and I don't
get a simple basic question.
I'm not going to
understand what gradiency is. You can't.
One at a time.
You need to relax, bro.
Listen,
bro. You need to relax. If you don't understand what gradiency is.
I know how to be quiet. Listen, you were speaking and you were making a point. Make your point. I'm listening. I know I can be. Hold on, bro. I'm not finished talking. I know I can learn and I know I could be wrong. Go ahead and spit what you go spit. Like I'm listening.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
My brother's so hostile.
My point is,
y'all speaking over me. That's why.
Because you're wrong.
So all you gotta do is read the sentence. Hey, what's that? Hey, MMB, read that sentence right there. That's in the. Hey, do me a favor. We're gonna end it. Just read the sentence that's in the grave, family. We stand on point. Read the sentence in the grave for the people.
Read it. I'm not reading nothing for you.
Okay, Caucasoid has been used as an umbrella term for phenotypically similar groups from these different regions, with the focus on skeletal anatomy, especially cranial morphology, without regard to skin tone. Ancient and modern Caucasoid populations were thus not exclusively white, but ranged in complexion from white skin to dark brown. So, need we say more?
Yeah, come on, yo. You dying and don't down the hill, yo. You just said you could learn.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, why you think I'm doing that?
Don't do that.
Why you think I'm doing it?
Y'all been talking over me, doing all.
I'm not talking over you now. We're having a conversation.
And I just brought you an updated 2023 source showing you the DNA and showing you the sarcophagus.
Did you read it? I dare you read it again.
It don't matter because at the end of the day,
you gotta calm down.
DNA came from outside of Africa.
That's fine,
and we see the depiction of the sarcophagus. We don't have to guess. They already did the skull analysis, and they
all right, I'm about to whip out something for you.
You are trying to give me an argument as if I showed you something that didn't show you an image of a pale olive.
No, you read. Nah, don't die. No, I ain't gonna let you play that game. Pale and olive is not the same thing, bro.
So here's the thing, Bobby Banger.
Yeah,
Bobby,
olive
why
ranges,
in the
bro.
Bible?
Olive
Why in the
ranges.
Bible they use olive to say Jesus was black? Everybody black I know use the Bible to say olive was black. Now they're using olive to say white. Which one is it?
Olive ranges anyway. Look up the definition of olive on Wiki.
Yeah, we did that. Now, me and
Olive.
Gullah actually sent me a whole thing on the range of the color olive before. White ain't in it though.
I'm gonna ask you again, yo. I'm trying to be cordial at this point, yo. Why you keep saying that olive mean pale skin, yo? I know you know better than
I
that,
never said olive means pale.
Okay, so you sure?
Semantics.
Are you sure? Hold on, wait. Are you sure? Wait, listen. Are you sure
Shit,
that olive doesn't mean pale?
I'm talking
I'm olive tone.
I'm talking about people who are pale skin, who DNA come outside of
No,
Africa.
it can't be that because they say olive skin ain't pale skin.
Bro,
The Koi sign is olive. The Koi sign is olive skin.
You're playing semantics.
How?
We could, because there's colorblind people. What are you talking about? We could sit
What?
here. We could sit here and play the color game.
All primates can see in color, bro. All primates can see in
How
color,
y'all
dog.
get around facts?
All right, let me
All
do this.
primates
No,
can see in color.
let me say this. Let me
what you're
say this.
doing.
Let me and the
Y'all
brother
playing
talk.
semantics.
Hey, brother, listen.
Play the color game. If red,
MB being corporate.
Hold on, bro, because y'all just keep cutting me off. Like, what's going on?
I want to deal with your source.
I'm making a point. I'm not just talking out my asshole.
A little bit, slightly.
Red to me might not be red to you. So why are we playing these semantic games? Like I just didn't show you the image.
Okay, listen to what I want to tell you. The paint was chipping off the motherfucker. First of all, it was chip paint. Goddamn it, my fault. Okay. Next point is the article never said what you said. The article never said what I said. Right? The article said olive skin. I was talking about white Europeans with Diop said. You changed it. You came like you had a super duper source. I felt like the source was raggedy anyway, but you brought something so we could read it. But it never said what you said. Then you claimed that we was playing semantic. There's the difference between pale skin and olive skin. That's not a semantic rendering right there. Let me share my skin. Let me share my screen. It's right here, bro. Olive. Look, olive skin. So based off the article you read, it was talking about olive skin. Olive skin is a human skin color spectrum. It's a spectrum. It is often associated with pigmentation in type 3 to type 5, to type 4 to type 5, ranging of what's this? Friedrich scale. What is that? Friedrich scale. It generally refers to moderate or light tan. Light tan. Look, tan. Tan is a pale tone of brown. The name derived from tannium, used the tanning of leather. Okay, to brownish skin. And it is often described as having tan, brown, cream, greenish, yellowish, or golden undertones. You got all your sources right here. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Here you go. It's right here, yo. Look, right here. Boom. 5. It say from 3. Look, let me make it bigger. Look, I ain't making this shit up. Here it go. From 3 to here, yo. That's out. You playing right here in the 1 and the 2. It's not there, bro. You gotta let this one go, yo. You got to get out of this, yo. You just said you can learn something, right? So all you got to do is let it go. Everybody can see this. Everybody with eyes can see this. Look at the numbers again. It say from 3 to daggone 5.
Okay.
Now, I don't know at this point what you trying to, how you trying to get that, right? Come on, yo. We got at a certain point. There's a stop sign here, yo. Look, stop. Look, 3. Look, yo. Come on, dog. Like, why we don't gotta past this point, we're gonna start howling, screaming, and cussing each other out. Your damn article you brought said olive. Yo, it didn't say pale. Well, why? And that's not semantics. Do you know what semantics
is? You're working on one point of the.
That is the only point we got.
That's okay. Well, let me share my screen.
Can I say something right quick, bro? I'm sorry, bro. So I deal with it in a specific field, and in my field, there's something called protocol. A protocol is a language of which two intellectual sources communicate with. And what I'm saying is, just be honest with you, bro. You are going outside of the protocol of the conversation because we're using scientific terms and we're using sources and resources to prove our points. Excuse me. And what I'm saying is that you are changing the protocol for your argument, and you're not sticking to the academic protocol. And so, like what Unc is doing, he's trying to establish that protocol to see what the definitions of words that you're saying means, and you're not in agreement with those words, which is completely okay. But you have to, at some point, define the terms that you're using, like Unc has just done. He just defined the term of olive for his conversation, and you're not defining your term of olive. This is why there is no congruency within this conversation, because you don't have an active definition of that term. And if you could just simply define what you mean by olive skin, then we can have a progressive conversation. But you're not doing that.
Look, check this out. Y'all was
no.
Y'all was perfectly
Did you hear? But bro, listen. Did you hear what I said though? Bro?
I just heard what you said, bro.
Do you understand? Do you understand the importance of
apply to it?
Do you understand the importance of protocol?
Fine with Unc saying that there weren't Europeans or whatever he was trying to postulate among Africans in Egypt or Nubia. He
you
did
keep
not
saying Europeans, bro. There were no Europeans, dog.
He did not define to us exactly what European was. Y'all just assumed what European was. So now that I'm giving y'all this source,
from
we
Europe,
have to go specifically in detail on what pale and the difference between pale
that source
and
ain't saying what you saying,
y'all
though. That source ain't saying nothing you saying.
In this DNA that I'm showing y'all, it is they see it in the Christian.
Yo, your source ain't say Europeans though.
Chill out, because I did not cut nobody off.
The haplogroup E is not no European marker anyway. You say haplogroup
E. Just chill. Bro.
Your source didn't say white or European though.
I didn't say any of those terms.
So why you bring it up?
All I gave was the DNA, the skull.
You don't know what you're saying now.
And the artifact. You are playing semantics.
Bro, you holding a gun and don't know how to shoot it. You holding a gun and don't even know how to shoot
it.
Hey, yo, put that in the chat. All right, we're gonna stop playing with you. Not a problem, yo. You was patient. MBB, hold on. Just put the chat in the back in private. Go ahead. You can finish talking, get your thing off, but put that back there so I can look at it. Let me make sure you got something proper. I don't trust you now.
I'm gonna do that for you. Right. Okay.
But because I don't trust you now. I kind of trust you now. I don't trust you. Put it there.
I got you. Trust
Are you saying that white people can be tan and olive? Hold on. If you're saying that white people and Europeans can be tan and olive, then you got a better argument.
I mean, we do see them today, tan and olive. White people
in the Mediterranean, the southern.
All right, so that's a better argument. Go from there.
But
that's a better argument.
I appreciate that.
But you just gave them a new argument. We don't want to press reset.
No, you're playing games because I never
European new argument.
No, Smash. This is what I'm saying. If we all can agree, right? If he's saying, because I'm trying to understand his point, right? Now, if we're holding them just to the olive thing, now, so we got to be saying that olive mean that they can't be white or European.
No, I'm hearing you clear. All I'm saying is on the way. If you assume a new position, you can't push line like you run in the old play.
He said
you just switched up right in our face.
Better
you
news.
Got to fall back for a second.
He said pale. You said pale too, yo.
Y'all playing these games. I never
put the thing in there.
You got to throw pale out of it.
You said pale, yo. You went hard with the pale.
Yeah, reset.
That's fine. We can reset. We can reset on that because I will reset on that because I understand that I used the word European and he did not specify what European was to us.
We know you're from Europe, yo. European from Europe.
Okay, is there dark-skinned people in Europe?
No. Put the daggone thing in there.
Okay.
No.
Eurasia don't even mean European.
I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
Put the thing in there, man. You can talk as long as you want to put the source in there. You scared.
I will do that.
Yo, you said that like 20 minutes ago.
If y'all keep cutting me
I'm
off.
not gonna cut you off. I'm only cutting you off to say put the thing in there. Take you 2 seconds while you're talking, yo. Yo, you from that generation that actually can operate.
Raphael even know. I will give you that.
Huh?
Raphael got information from me. He will trust me. He ain't even reply.
No, I said put it right here, yo.
I got you. Can I finish my point? And
no, you gotta put the thing in there. So while you talking, I'm gonna let you talk, but I want to be reading while you talking. Everybody else can hear you.
You trying to have me do something, and I'm trying to tell
You just shared the screen with it. You on the same computer.
Let me.
Are you scamming? Nah, I don't appreciate that. Nope. You scamming now because you could have put that source in there, yo. Same way you shared screen that damn source.
At the same
Put the damn thing. You was talking shit while you was saying screen sharing it. Now you can't talk and put the source in there. I don't trust you.
He want me to do that.
Nah, man, I want to read the source, yo, because you tricking us. You wouldn't even show us the real title. You didn't put some bubblegum shit. You probably didn't wrote that, yo. That ain't fair.
All I said was, let me finish my point.
No, but you was talking while you were screen sharing. You did just like this. You like, yeah, the blase. Yeah. You know, you was big when you said, yeah. And you was like, ha. You really look, see, I'm talking and I shared my screen while I'm talking. See, you did the same thing. Now all of a sudden you can't do the same thing, so I can read.
All I'm trying to do is finish my
All you trying to do is flim, flam, bim, bam right now. You could have put that source there, yo. Nope, I don't know what game it is. The game we playing is put the source there to continue to talk. That's the game we playing now. No, I'm asking for the source. So you could have been putting it there.
Brother, it's not gonna take long. It's not gonna take long.
Nope, I ain't listening to you.
All right, then do what you gotta do, man.
No, I want to do nothing. Put the source in there.
Bro, I'm trying to finish my point. Can I finish my point? Because I've been getting.
So now I can't read it while you finishing your point. You get a longer point if I'm reading while you doing it.
I don't need a longer point. I just need the point I was trying to make. And you're playing the circus game with me.
No, I'm playing to put the source in that game, yo.
Hey, with the Amaza people, would they be considered pale?
Tell that source, but now you know what I gotta do now. I gotta rewind it on the phone and go find it because you playing this now.
You gotta do that thing because you play.
He died. Look at him. Jumped off. See how he jumped off? See? After that paperwork, the man died. God, yo, why me, man? What do I do to deserve any of this? What do I do to deserve?
You just been minding your business, putting out information, and this is what you get, bro.
All I get, yo. Now olive skin. Everybody know Europeans ain't olive skin. We use that for the Mediterranean. It's like when we stop thinking that way, yo. When we start thinking that Europeans, the Dutch, they was olive skin. We saved that for Jesus Christ in the Mediterranean. Am I right?
No, Greeks and Romans are European also.
I know, but they olive skin Europeans though. Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the northern ones ain't. You know what I'm saying? The northern ones ain't olive skin, but you know the southern ones are.
Man, then he left, yo. He would not give me that source, yo. I cannot see that, yo. That's crazy to me.
So if black can reign,
you say smash.
After Chef, I want to kill him like only Magi do. Notice I'm the only one who pull out an arrow real quick. That pull out arrows that hit right on the spot. Go ahead, Chef.
Yeah, if black can range from light to dark brown, then why wouldn't we say from tan to
but look, just Chef, we can, but we gonna be your phone messing up. And we can. I heard the brunt of what you said. Why we can't say olive has a semantic range that is just as expansive as other colors. We definitely do that, but we keep it in the range of what the term we're using. If you say greens, you could go get all different type of greens, but you're not gonna bring back a yellow squash. Likewise, if you say olive, you might keep it in the range of olives that people have seen before, but you're not gonna be talking about nothing all the way that's straight white and be talking about an olive, bro.
Yeah, I think the issue is that we had these conversations and we use terms very, very loosely. And we never decide to define these terms based on the colloquialisms behind those terms. And that puts us in a position where we have a lot of wiggle room to add or subtract things based on our narrative. And like me personally, this is just me. I do not agree to the fact that Egyptians would have been classified as black people. Neither do I agree with the people in the Middle East being classified as black, or people in India or the Native Americans, because
Exactly.
you know, and like we have to at some point use the colloquialisms to define our terms that we're using for a conversation, and we're just throwing around 2023 words as if they were somehow if they somehow supersede what they was using back in the 18 and 17 and 1900s, and that's not fair for the intellectual conversation for growth and building.
Only
It's a good
people who
point.
say that I heard be coming from the scientific realm. Maybe when I talk to scholars in the field of Egyptology, that they don't never say that. And so, you know what I'm
What they
saying?
say?
They stray us away from using that terminology. True, we all know that. They say it's a social construct. But in that sense, when he mentioned the colloquialism, we're just talking about a term, you know what I'm saying, to say something in another way. And so sometimes people just do it. But I'm with y'all. For instance, if we was doing a piece of homework, I would not turn it in with no term like black on it because I might get the wrong grade. But the reason why I was trying to share this was for the brother who said that he was using the way the actual sarcophagus look, bro. This is the biggest error you could ever do. Never think the mummy inside the sarcophagus need to look like the sarcophagus. So this person need to be gold then, because you said the other one was white and the other one was black. So yeah, we're gonna find a gold person who look like this. But let's hear what the scholar says and see if it corroborates what I say or what he say. And notice you can't do this like by accident.
Honors to the gods I previously mentioned. My Herpes mummy was intact and fully wrapped. It was adorned with a beautiful gilded mummy mask. The interior of the mask was coated in black bitumen. The eyes are also made of black and white jasper. The mummy mask was either made for another person, or possibly at that time, it was not considered necessary the face on the mask resemble the deceased.
Now hold on. YouTube don't got no app that help you pull up quotes like that. That's just
that was a good video. I hear you. Hey, Juju, you did a great job on Scrambling Up Your Mind show too, yo. You did a great job, man. Yeah, I like the way you actually had the material together, Juju. Talked about the theory, talked about how the Out of Africa theory was strictly dealing with human beings and not animals. Like all animals didn't come from Africa. That's crazy. And I appreciate that. And you know, people like Egyptian Adept, man, I get it. And so that's why I was trying to get Jabari to kind of get away from that thing like that, where we just can't have a conversation like this. Like every time, don't gotta be you explaining your way for 30 minutes or 5 minutes and we forget the point, right? And so we got to stop that. That's a New York thing too, seem like. And then everybody try to play the game and catch up with it. If you're gonna show a source, just show a source. If we're having a conversation, then it's called a conversation. I don't need people to teach me, yo. At this point, yo, I do not need the conscious community to teach me. I just don't. I'm past that. I'll just go to the experts. I'll bypass all that, and I'll just go to the experts because everybody be playing too much for me. Right? I'm glad you said what you said, Smash. If you was turning homework, you would do such and such. I appreciate that. Right? Because that's all the hell I was ever saying. And that doesn't take away from the glory of the African race or the glory of African people. It just doesn't. We range in skin color. Look on the screen. What's up, DQ? Kyle? We ranging in skin color right now. So, I mean, we got to let the Egyptians range in skin color. Right? That human beings are migratory animals. We got to let them migrate. Right? But these conversations we have where everybody want to take the mic and rock out, yo, it's just, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't get it, yo. Like a conversation should be a conversation.
Can I tell you what I see going on?
What's going on, man?
And peace to you, bro. Much love, man. What's up, Smash and
What's up?
Gullah?
I was giving y'all a big shout out on my show this morning. Watch it.
I'm gonna go back and check it out, bro. I appreciate it, man. We out here doing what we supposed to be doing, man. Same thing y'all doing over here, man. But I think the issue is that we don't necessarily have a lot of people don't have a fundamental basis to have an intellectual conversation. And I hate to say this, but I'm that asshole. I gotta say this shit, right? And we don't have the fundamental basis to have an intellectual conversation because we don't necessarily like to use terms. We don't like to use terms for what they actually mean. And so when we dive into these conversations, we use a term or a definition based on how we feel about the definition or term, and we try to superimpose those ideas over others when we have an intellectual conversation. And this is where the arguments all stem from. It's not stemming from a lack of intelligence. It's stemming from a lack of, I guess, the process that intellectualism is based upon. We don't necessarily want to have a congruent term that we're using or a definition for words, and so that causes a lot of confusion because, like, if we simply could just agree on what African is the most diverse group or people and groups in the world, and through that diversity you're going to have a diversity in looks and skin color and all these things, but for some reason we remove that diversity and we try to say that these people are not African or Europeans or whatever simply because they don't look as like the people in South Africa or the people in West Africa or the people in Central Africa, but they're still Africans. They're still our brothers and sisters from a different, tribe or ethnic group. And like for me, it's confusing because it makes complete sense, but a lot of times they remove that diversity, and that's just my little 2 cents.
I want to ask, when I got cut off, did y'all get to see that was actually my head priest sarcophagus, which we know is a black Nubian, and even the scholar said that the Egyptian mask on the sarcophagus doesn't have to look like the person. Y'all seen that, right? Yo, Mike, I think you muted, huh?
Yeah, I absolutely saw that. That was wild. That was my.
I just wanted to make sure because the brother was sitting there making a claim, and it just got falsified that quick.
Yeah, it's kind of. So let me share this right here, man. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Yeah, you back, yo. You must have dragged you back in. What's up?
Give me one example, and you saying my evidence is falsified. Your one.
Man,
I just falsified it. I'm gonna give you another example.
No, you got to put the source in there, though.
Well, let's not go back, but real quick, the way we discourse, brother, let's just turn it down a little bit.
Falsify me. You don't even understand.
Bruh. So the point that I falsified was that you were using the lookership on the mask of a sarcophagus to say what the person inside of the Nabonk or the sarcophagus looked like. And I just played a video with a scholar showing an instance where the Nubian inside the coffin don't look like the mask. And then he spoke on it and said, this may be from a time period where you don't gotta look like the sarcophagus.
Okay, so that's fine. You have an example of that. But I never gave you any lookership. I gave you the skeletal analysis of it. Okay. I gave you the DNA. Then I showed you the sarcophagus and the depiction of it and why they describe it the way they describe it. And what I'm saying is that this DNA and this phenotype is coming from outside of Africa. And we do have
I proved all of that to be
untrue. Have olive tone people amongst darker skinned Africans.
You moved the goalpost a few times, and brother, you don't remember when I pulled up the two articles. One that said when you're talking craniology, that Caucasoid they range from white to brown because they're not talking about skin color, they're talking about just cranial features. You don't remember that? So don't
what got to do with my article?
You just got to say you used Caucasoid to say that they was first. You were saying they was white, then we got you switch to olive. And but you're still trying to use the term European various times. And so what you was really just trying to say was they was white. That's why you showed the examples of the one black sarcophagus and one white one.
No, you're assuming, and I never said I never made any claim to a specific type of color of my source was to what my source was.
You said white and pale. Your first came in here, you was trying to prove that no white people was next to the Nubians. You asked Ankh, so you said wasn't no white people next to the Nubians?
No, I said I used the term that he used, and I used another term, and what I was trying to do was I was trying to get the specifics on what he meant, but he didn't give me any specifics. So now y'all are trying to make me give y'all specifics when I never even gave a specific color in the first place. Here's
the deal.
My point was
I came back and forth with you on that. It's hella men in here.
Using my point.
I came back. I don't mean.
Yeah, I just wanted the source you ain't gave
If
me.
you never said white, and everybody say that you never said white, then that's my bad. But you clearly said white. You said pale. You said European. You said all of the things to allude to what you was trying to say, but we made you back off of each
No,
other.
I was alluding to what Unc was saying. I was going off what Unc was saying.
So he never said white, Unc?
He said European. What do you mean?
So what were you trying to prove if you never said white? What was your whole reason for coming on the show? What was your point?
Stop cutting me off. I just said what my point was.
What was it?
My point is that there are this phenotype that we're looking at on the sarcophagus and the skeleton and the cranial analysis on the skeleton. This comes from outside of Africa, and we do have this amongst darker skinned people. Okay.
So after all of that we just discussed, you still threw out the phenotype of the sarcophagus, bro?
What are you talking about? This is what you're making it seem like I made a claim, and I'm telling you what the source said.
We don't believe you.
I'm not saying I never gave any specifics on a color or this person is a white person that came from this area in Europe. I never did.
Hey, bro, why can't you just put the source in there now? What's your excuse for not putting
it
the source?
in the main chat. I just put it in the main chat before I even got up on here. Hold on.
So you don't agree that there are at least some time periods where
you cannot put the source in the main chat, yo. You got to put the source in the back.
It's in the back too.
You don't agree that at some time period there was a sarcophagus didn't, just like the scholar just said, a sarcophagus didn't have to match the image of the person in it?
That's fine. I'm not dismissing that. But you're trying to use that to dismiss my source, and you haven't even ran through my source like that, and you've been cutting me off.
When anybody look at the image of the mask, but dude, they switch those all the time. People will just buy one or take an old pharaoh's mask and have that on their Nabank. And I'm just trying to get you to understand that, but I won't toil with you because you heard my position and I know yours. You can expound.
So they would have never been able to make the difference if what you're saying was true, because they're in the opposite sarcophagus. So they had to go into them, do the analysis, and say, well, hold on. This person belongs in this sarcophagus and this person belongs in this sarcophagus. So if what you're postulating was true, they wouldn't have been able to do that. And this is what the source is saying. This is not what I'm saying and pulling out my ass.
Oh man, I don't even like.
And it's not old. It's 2023. I just put it in the back chat. You can look at it. And I put it in the main chat so the community, y'all can look at it too. Let's not play that.
Oh, it's a WordPress. So who made the WordPress? Who's WordPress?
I'm going through it now. Land of Proof WordPress.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're good, right?
Yeah.
Have you tried the lemon yet?
Oh man, we never do this,
lemon
but it's a cool word. I'm gonna tell you this. It looked like a qualified
company.
source, but let's see who is actually doing this.
They're called Otis.
What's that background? Who got
Hey,
that
hey,
TV?
hey, hey,
Somebody TV playing.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I could have sworn that was. Why am I hearing somebody's background? I got
I
everybody
keep
muted
on
up.
trying to ask him.
Oh, that must be John. All right. I don't know, bro.
Yeah. You know, this is a long article, so I wish we could point to where.
Posted by Pharaoh in Essays. Who? All right, let me see. Piece of Daily Pick. I don't know, man. Genetic affinities of the Kushite, ethnic, ethno-Semitic, and North Amadic speaking populations of the Horn of Africa.
Man,
what?
I don't know, but y'all was acting like saying that there's a word in Nubian about Timur who was messing something up.
No, I was saying that that's not. I don't even understand that. I don't understand how them two words got anything to do with it. They in two different time periods.
No.
So in that time period during the Roman Empire, right? They was denoting people that look like it said it was the term for Romans. It didn't say it was a term for the color of their skin, though.
It actually did, family.
Well, for the Roman skin color?
Man, that's what it said. We can only go with what the scholars say. You feel me?
What's
Put it
Roman
back up.
skin color?
Pull it up. Pull it up, Smash. You pulling up?
Yeah. And that's, I'm not gonna give you no flim article. See, all of these, I don't got the answers to all of those questions, Gullah. That was a good question too. What's Roman skin color? We know that might range too. But the fact is, they said it seemed to mean something like white people. So I'm about to.
And then after a while, Rome was an empire too. I mean, we know what the original, a Latin or Attilic people, would have been olive tone people. But Rome stretched out as an empire. So after a while, you would have had all type of different people that would be considered Roman. You know what I'm saying? Because how the empire stretched over other ethnic groups and conquered other people.
Yeah. So this is for some Cushitic or Meroitic studies by Josephine Kutcheritz, 2020. And I'm going to go to the word Tamaya. And just let me know that I'm not putting no stretch on this. Like, stop acting like I did something wrong. Look, one prisoner is labeled as Tamaya in Meroitic cursive script, a term believed to mean white man, white people, and to know a Roman. See, so that's honestly, if this is the thing, Reggie should be lucky that I hurry up and defuse this, because if you got tricked into a debate about it, this would have made you look kind of crazy.
I know, but why would Timia be the same word as Temahu? Because
we got two other consonants, and it's why we need to talk to linguists about what a ya and a hu do. Like maybe there is something with the Y and the A, but we're not the only ones saying. I mean, I'm not saying this.
Okay, but no. Hold on.
Look, it's like 30 right here. You see?
Yeah, but watch this. If I'm reading something like this, right? I would like, okay, but I wouldn't automatically jump to Timhu because they're not even using the word Timhu at all. They're using Tamaya. So I don't even know how we connect them to. Why? Okay, now explain to me why you connecting those two words together though.
When you read the footnote to see where they got that from, you more information.
All right, go ahead.
Then we go to the footnote. It reads here that another scholar named Riley in Bought something 2010 et al. 2011 said the Roman identity is questioned. Oh man, what's that? The Roman identity is questioned by Maddox. So notice he didn't say the whiteness is questioned. He just said the Roman identity was questioned by Maddox. Then he said presumably deriving from the Egyptian term Timahu, right here. So this ain't but it ain't no make it up. It's like, yeah, they presume. So this, like I said on Sonetta show, the difference between an assumption and a
look what they say
presumption
though. Yeah,
is evidence.
Yeah, but Sonetta was dropping bombs and shit and fucking.
Yeah, he didn't let me get all through all of this because it's like Tamehu may simply denote an ethnic group, meaning they don't gotta be white, But they do say that it may have came from this term in modern ancient Egyptian. Now, being fair to both sides, this ain't ancient Egyptian, so nobody can say, well, they used it that way. We ain't got no proof of that. But we do got proof that the boy wasn't, at least he wasn't all the way scamming by telling people that Timahu meant white people.
Yeah, I felt like if he agrees with evolution, that he wouldn't say that. That wouldn't even be in his vocabulary. He wouldn't say it. He'd be like, it's an ethnic group. That's what he would say. It's an ethnic group. And how that ethnic group may have looked, right, may have been like this picture right here. That's how you got to do that. But to say it's white people and Diop said it's Europeans, Diop was clearly wrong in that. And that's Shiganti Diop's. All right, let's finish reading. What does it say? The Maranic text, Tamaya, occurs as tribal names.
As a tribal name, meaning the Tamaya people. So if that meant white, that would still go for white people, though. But the Tamaya people are fought by King Karamadoi in Lower Nubia. Karamadoi or whatever in Lower Nubia.
Libyan woman is already documented prior to the Roman times. Information. It says also in the late Maretic text, Yemaya occurs as a tribal name. Timaya people, E.g., are fought by the king of Camaradier in Lower Nubia. Right? It's a tribal name.
But that don't disclude what they said the tribal name means. Just like Sudani would be a tribal name, but they'll tell you that means people from the land of the blacks.
So what does they say the tribal name? Huh?
So you would, now you know how I ain't even got a dog in the battle. I think this could help bring some closure to it. But what I'm saying is, where am I making a stretch?
No, you had the bombs all in between that because it's really an ethnic group. It's a tribal name. That's what it's really pointing to.
Yeah, and two, Smash. You know, you got like groups like the Afar people. You know, just for example, like different tribes. They like the Afar people. Like some of them groups call themselves the White Afar, the white people, and some of them call themselves the Red Afar.
I'm not mad at none of that. I agree with all of that. But let's notice that the fact that he said presumably on the part about the term Tamehu, he also says may simply. So he's still deducing things and not saying this with. He's not saying it is an ethnic group. He's saying it may simply be an ethnic group. But that where you see a may, you can see a may not.
Yeah, and then you got to apply other historical data to it. When was race in place? Was it in place in 2500 BCE when they was distinguishing black people from white? Was they doing that? Well, that's the real conversation. You got to put it in historical context.
All of those distinguishments, just like Gullah just said, don't got to do with race. Even just saying, pointing out that they white, making that observation don't mean that you think that they are, like you got a social construct around that.
All right. So that's why if you got it from Diop's, then you was wrong. Because Diop's clearly was using it as a race in his book right here. He clearly did that. We can read it.
He did that, yeah.
He did that. So now what? That's my point. So it's not hate, bro. It's like if you read the text, that's what the text say, then that's what the text say. We don't gotta, come on, yo. Diop's meant just what he meant, yo. He said the race, the wretched race, as a matter of fact. Hold on.
Yeah, a lot of people forget though. A lot of people got to remember too. Diop was part of the Negritude movement, which was like the Francophone nation's version of Pan-Africanism. So he had his own little political agendas himself and his little biases,
Man, so do everybody on YouTube. I be hearing cats with their Muslim spilling all over the place.
Yeah, you can unmute John Jones. What's up? Oh, you can't.
Oh no, I was just letting you know that wasn't me.
Oh, I don't know who that was. Like a ghost or some shit. Everybody shit was muted and it was still talking. It's crazy. But I don't know, man. Hey, Smash, you gonna lie? What you doing, man? I gotta get some rest because I gotta wake up do the morning show.
Oh yeah, I fell asleep all in this one. I might press the button in a minute. I hope I get the support from all of y'all. Tap into Smash Rockwell, my channel. and smash rock the Cash App. Make sure y'all take care of the people who bring the information that you love. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I hit it. Thanks for having me, Unc. And thanks to everybody on the panel for supporting Unc on this channel. That's what's up. And M44, if you want to continue, come to my page. We could build. Just stop screaming at me, fam. Because we could probably get further if we don't argue at each other like that. All right,
I'm over there.
All right, that's what's up. Peace. You welcome.
I got a question.
In the seriousness of cancer, who can take the average?
No, well,
Go ahead, yo.
It doesn't have to turn into anything at the moment. I saw something on YouTube, a documentary about all the ancient structures around the world and the mathematics involved in it, and that it's impossible for us to have made them.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing that, yo. I got better shit to do with my life, yo, than sit around and do that. It's impossible for humans to make it. Then who made it then?
That's the question.
Ain't the question for me. Not at all. I'm not doing it.
I'm saying it pertains to us as civilizations, though, in the beginning.
Yeah, you're having fun. I seen it. I'm gonna look at it though. I seen what you put in there. I'm gonna look a little bit at it.
It's interesting, and I'm not saying as far as the theory goes. All I'm saying is as far as the data with the mathematics and everything involved in it.
All right, I'm gonna look at it. Oh shit! It was the BAM. I gotta get that. Yeah, I don't want to discount nothing out of hand. That ain't never good to do, yo. But I'm definitely copying this document. It's called the BAM Builder. The BAM.
No, it's called BAM, Builders of the Ancient Mysteries.
I got you. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. Man, I appreciate all the support. I don't even believe I'm playing that thing, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate all the support, man. Hit that Cash App going out the door, man. That's always healthy, man. And it's always motivating, man. I appreciate everybody that actually supported. Y'all know I'm going to be 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, man. Yo, hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. The morning bash, man. Man, shout out to Sister Juju. Did a great job today. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all my damn haters, man. Shout out to Sister Sci-Fi to name the show. Bashing the pseudo. Morning bash, man. 9 o'clock in the morning, man. Y'all can catch me there, man. Get some sleep, man. So I can go ahead and put that together, man. Yo, I'm gonna go out with the I always like playing the theme song for the Lady Pseudo Killers, man. Brought to you by DQ, man. That shit's hot, man. Yeah, we won't get that going, man. And y'all know what it is, man. We doing it on the big level, man. Look, man, we got that debate coming up, man. Make sure y'all support that debate. All right, it's going down. All right, it's going hard and it's going down, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Did we come from Africa, or we were always here? That's July 30th, man. 1 o'clock. $30 is the ticket price, man. Welcome to the big leagues, ladies and gentlemen. High level conversation, man. Who gonna go pseudo? We're gonna find out, man. Appreciate all my supporters. Appreciate all my haters, man. I particularly fight hard when my haters go in. Getting better. High level conversations, ladies and gentlemen, man. Make sure y'all support those who support you. Bobby Banger, man. Shout out to all the pseudo killers in the building, man. We don't got a problem with being wrong, man. Shout out to MBB Incorporated, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Come back, man. Appreciate you scoring, man. It's all good, man. I'm reading that source you got, man. Ain't looking too bad, man. Domo 1, man. You know what it is, man. Top Porter, man. Yeah, Top Porter, you're a hater, man, but I appreciate you. I appreciate the haters, man. Jackson and Jackson, man. A lot of stars. Cornell Moses, man. A lot of stars came out tonight, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna let y'all know this, man. I appreciate everything, man. That good guy, man. Yeah, man, we take L's around here, man. Never that. SW, man. Pseudos always died their soul. high level. The Urban. Hey man, just because we add some correction, don't mean we hate, man. We correct with love. See y'all tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Morning Bash. I'm your host, man, tonight's show, man, Bobby Banger, man, a.k.a. God Killer, man. Y'all know what it is, man. I see you.